2. Like,
That's a
so there's
lot.
something and then, like I said, the wedding is the next day. So I know there's going to be like, Corey, where you at? Corey, what are you doing? Why don't you just pay the effing ticket?
Right.
But I want to fight for my right.
I'll go with you in case you need a witness.
You're a horrible witness. You're like, I don't even know.
In case you need a witness that didn't see anything, I can go with you.
Yes, he did play the game, and the game should have been called that. Yep. You tell the truth, I will lie to you. That should have been the name of the game.
Just tell me the truth, come clean with me, and I'm going to lie to you. That's what he should have said.
I'm like, why are you messing with my recovery, bro?
And he looked like he was 16 years old. Like, he looked like he was in high school, just got out of the academy. I was like, wow, interesting.
Yeah, and then the whole, I need your registration because there's more information on that's not in our computer system.
Right.
Man, shut up.
Yeah.
You know, I order pizza for real. And that'll be at my house. They know exactly where I live. They know all the info. And you can't tell me the state of Michigan's not having my info. Shut up. Stop.
Right.
Stop your lying,
He's
Mr.
got
Liar.
He's got everything. He's got everything on his computer in there that he needs.
Yeah, he does. You know, see, that should have gave me like big signal, like liar.
Yeah.
But then when I found that pizza coupon, I was all excited. He thought I'd find my registration. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, all right. He's like, what is that? It's registration? No, man, it's pizza coupon.
He's like, give me a pizza.
I was like, we eating pizza, sucker. But that was pretty funny. And you were just like, man, you're the calmest dude I know, man.
That was
That's
the calmest
crazy.
pulling over situation I've ever experienced in my life. I got thank you.
George is in the
It
front
was
seat.
very, very calming. Thank you. I appreciate that.
He was like, you know, just to look at his face was like, oh my God, like what's going on? You know, and he was kind of freaking out a bit. Mm-hmm. But especially when I was like, here, look, you want to look at my insurance? Because I know that he had that pulled up as we sat.
He had
there,
everything
man.
pulled up before he even came up to your car.
Yeah,
Like, he knew everything.
did.
Knew everything about you.
Yeah.
He knew everything. Yeah.
So, and I'm like, really, you want to look at my phone? I just hand it to George. Here, hand it to the cop.
Yep.
George is like, And the cop's like, I can't see that. And George is like, here, look.
And I'm in the back going, what's going on? what just happened? Is this really going on? Where did all this come from?
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what to do about that. Should lawyer up. No, I don't think I can actually bring a lawyer to that thing, but.
Yeah, but you have a point there, though, with he put it down as an operator's license, and it did say chauffeur's license on your license,
Yeah.
so he's looking right at it.
That's the reason why I couldn't renew my license online.
Right.
You know, like, because that stupid chauffeur's license.
Yeah, you had to go in and take the test and everything, yeah.
Yeah, and like when you get a new license, you got to go in. Like if I just had operator's license, I could just do that online.
Yeah.
Yep, renew. Thanks. Nope, can't do it. Got a chauffeur's, and he's gonna discredit me like that.
Ridiculous.
I'm no punk bitch. Nah, maybe I am sometimes. But.
We all are sometimes.
Yeah. So the cop incident for me was exciting, I guess. I don't know.
It was very calm. very, very relaxing.
But for you, your last cop incident before that, how'd that go?
Which cop?
Pretty calm.
No, that cop incident with me?
Mm-hmm.
No, that was not good. That was, that's when I started my clean date. I had a horrible instance with cops breaking into my house and stuff for a visit. Yeah. But it was my fault, so, you know, it is what it is. It's a bittersweet ending to something that needed to be ended.
So after that moment, you're like, oh, man. You're like, oh, okay, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming then you went to jail or whatever.
Yep.
Holding you're all innocent until proven guilty.
Yep.
Let me hit a laugh track on that. Yeah, that's not how that works.
Even though I was guilty, as much as you could be.
So were you thinking like, oh my God, like I got to turn my life around, or you were thinking I'm going to prison or
No,
jail,
I was just. No, yeah, I was very angry, and it was more, you know, like their fault. Like, you did this to me, this is bad stuff, you're bringing this on me, it's your fault. You know, the blame game, how we like to blame everyone else but ourselves, you know.
Right.
So it took me a while to understand, like, my faults and understand what I did wrong, and I did, and it was good that I came to that understanding. But, yeah, I had a couple of run-ins with the police because I was so into the drug world, you know. They came into my house, arrested me, found a lot of stuff in my house. I bonded out of jail, got out, and then I went back to using again. So I went right back to it, unfortunately. And they broke into my house the second time, literally just saying sheriff's office, and then slamming a big thing into your door, breaking the door down, glass, everything. Yeah, coming in with a team with machine guns. I'm like, I'm not Pablo Escobar. Calm down. Like, I'm not that big of a deal. So just calm down your expectations. But so it was after the second time, actually, that when I was taken in, I served 33 days in jail. Then was court ordered to go to inpatient rehab for 30 days. It was then when I really caught on, like, okay, I have to change my life. And the cops, to be honest, like, they were pretty cool. When they actually arrested me, they actually told me, like, you weren't what I was expecting. We weren't expecting you. You're different than what we were expecting, and you shouldn't be doing this, and you could die from this. And they like kind of cared, and they were kind of telling me, like, you need to get out of this. You need to go to rehab and stuff like that. And I didn't want to believe them. I was angry at them, but I did come to the understanding, after going to rehab and being in the program, I did get it finally.
What were your parents like about it? Like, were they
angry as hell? Yeah, very angry, very upset. Obviously, I hadn't talked to them in 5 years, so I lost communication with my family. Didn't have any kind of communication with them. They knew what I was into, what I was doing. They wanted to stop. There was times where they reached out to me to try and stop, but they didn't know. Like they never had a child in addiction that they were going through. They were very confused. I feel bad for what they went through because, I caused it, and I didn't really think about how I was causing it. But they had a really hard time with it. But they were very supportive, and I feel like I'm closer now, this very point in my life, I'm closer to my family now than I've ever been in my whole life, like after this whole situation. So we talk more, we hang out all the time, and we just have a really closer bonded relationship. We've been very supportive. Yeah.
And it doesn't feel forced.
No, not at all.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. And it's like, when you see all this stuff, it's so, when you look at hindsight and you look at things you've done and stuff, you're just like, I have days now, or just yesterday or the day before, I was thinking, I can't believe I did this stuff. I can't believe I was doing these things. I can't believe I was making these decisions. I can't believe I was hurting other people. It really shocks you when you think about the stuff you were doing or involved in and stuff. And it's you feel very grateful and have gratitude toward yourself and to your life, what you have in it and what you have now. And you can feel. I feel true happiness, what true happiness is, not what drug-induced happiness is, Mm-hmm. It's a big different thing. It's a good thing to have in your life. And I have relationships now with my family that I've never had before. It's awesome. It's not forced. I have relationships with my true supportive friends that I had in my whole life. The friends that I pushed away when I was doing drugs and just didn't talk to them for 5 years, they're closer now than they were before. My friends that were always there. So it's good. You get, there's stuff you lose, but there's things you gain back for the first time. And that's an awesome feeling.
I like the word that you use, true relationships, because they are. Yep. And the people that, like you said, thought were your friends and they're not. And the other people probably pushed you away too.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with Tony. Yeah. I know he's involved in some bad stuff.
Yep.
And my friends did the same thing. They would, I don't want to answer the phone from Corey because he's drunk.
Right. One of the things that really it makes me, when I think back on it, I think of it as a really good situation. It was a good feeling. When I went to jail both times and I was in jail, I knew hundreds of people. I was selling dope. I was a dope dealer, giving dope out. I knew tons of people, always had tons of drug-using people around me. I thought I had these friends. And as soon as I got arrested and went to jail, it was quiet. You could hear crickets, in the background. There was no one there. There was no friends coming to visit me. There was no friends coming to help me. And the ones that did were the friends I had, the few friends that I had that I pushed away, I hadn't talked to in 5 years. They all wrote, there was 5 of them, they all wrote letters to the judge. I haven't talked to these people in 5 years. Pushed them away, kicked them out of my life, doing drugs. They wrote long letters to the judge talking about how Tony, me, is a good person. This is not him. Drugs affected him. He's a good person. He means well. He's done this in the past. He really, supports people, blah, blah, blah. The judge, this is no joke, the judge actually read off on the record, he looked at me and he said, Mr. Mello, I don't get this in court cases. I don't get this with defendants, with people writing good things about you. He goes, take this to heart because this really means something. He goes, you have 5 letters here talking about how great of a person you are and how you made a mistake, and for me to grant leniency with you and that you're going to recover from this. He goes, take this to heart. And I'll never forget that, like you're my true friends. And I felt awful because these were friends I had my whole life, and I just pushed them away. And for 5 years, didn't talk to them, didn't have anything to do with them. And then they were the first ones to come running. And I didn't even ask them for help. They came and offered their letters and offered their help just because they were true friends. So that's when I say true friends, true happiness, I really mean that. Yeah.
It's very similar. I think the judge, he told me, though, anybody in this courtroom drank as much liquor as you did, they'd be dead. And I was like, man, there's a couple people back there. I think they're doing all right with it.
There's a couple people back there.
Like, come on, judge. Don't single me out here.
Yeah.
But I mean, he did say some stuff that just kind of stuck with me a little bit. And then the friends, when I was in Arkansas, like I said, the friends that I had pushed away and that were like, I don't want anything to do with you anymore. When they found out, I was in the hospital with liver failure, they were the ones calling.
Yeah.
They're like, man, I'm going to come see you. And I'm like, but like, you told me you didn't want even, it was in the hospital is when they told me. They're like, yeah, man, here's the reasons why we don't talk to you is because you call us at 10 in the morning, you're plastered, and you say obnoxious things, and you're very mean, and
right.
We'd rather not have that conversation ever with you. So
isn't that something though? Like, these friends that we push away, they're the first ones to come running to help. I mean, that shows the genuineness behind them, and that they're just awesome people, better than me, in my opinion,
And it shows too that before our addiction, and there's that movie that one basketball player, Heron or whatever, Chris Heron.
Yeah.
It's called, I don't remember. It's the second movie about, I don't remember what it's called, but it shows pictures of people and like right when they start their addiction. They look normal. Good old Hardy Boys. And then it shows them 2 years later and you're like, whoa, crackhead.
Yeah.
Exactly. But that's the thing. Like, we were good people.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still good people.
Yeah, we are. I think better now.
Addiction takes, even better.
Yep.
The addiction takes over, and it just sends you on a wild goose chase, and, it takes over our brain and our chemistry to where family, friends is not important. The only important thing is the drug.
Getting your fix, getting your next fix.
And how can I get more? And, and then you build up that tolerance, and you need more.
And I remember that, in my days towards the end there, before I got raided at my house, that was the only thing I cared about. When I got up, whatever time I got up, if I went to sleep, my thing was get the next fix, and that was it. I didn't care about anything else. I didn't care about my health. I didn't care about my parents. I mean, it's horrible to say that, but that's how it was. It really, gets to a point of all you're worried about is getting that next fix or staying high or staying drunk, and that's not what life's about. There's so much more, in life. There's so much more.
Mm-hmm. I remember I'd wake up and go to the radio station, and I'd be like, all right, if I can get out of here at 3. That'd be perfect because the shakes are going to start about 2.
Yep.
But even when I got up, like I was thinking about what time I was leaving work. Even before I went to the radio station, I'm like, all right, I got this to do, and I can get back here. And then I checked the liquor in the refrigerator or the freezer because I don't remember how much exactly I drank. And you got to make sure I have enough. And just, what a beatdown.
Right.
That's life, man. Like, that's just horrible.
That's how I was, too. Like, it was, I'll just do it on Friday and Saturdays. And then I'll do it on Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. And then I'll do it on Friday, Saturday, Sundays, and Mondays because Mondays suck. So when I go to work, I'll still be doing it, and everyone doesn't know because I'm hiding it well. Then it turned into a 7-day-a-week thing, and it was like, it just consumes your life. It takes over your life. It really does.
And it was weird because when I would do my show, you would think Mondays, because like the minute I got off Friday, it was drinking time till Monday at 10 when I went back in. And I remember Sunday nights I'd be so hungover already because I would usually pass out early Sunday and then wake up and then I'd be like, I can't move. But then Monday I would go to work and I wasn't that bad. I'd have a decent show. But Tuesday was the kicker. That show sucked every time.
So Tuesday was like the real Monday.
Yeah. And I think because there was so much alcohol still in my system.
Yeah, sure.
Like Monday when I was at work, I was at work, but I was still drunk. Yeah, kind of. Sure, yeah. So it was like, I wasn't feeling as sick. But then Tuesday come around and
just horrible.
Like it was just it's horrible. And I was like, why are Tuesdays my worst shows? Like I don't understand.
Then you start
and that makes sense now thinking about it, but yeah. Yep. So the parents, the 5 years that you had that you didn't talk, it was because the the drugs and they knew what you were into, and
Yeah.
you valued that over anything else. And
Yeah, absolutely. And they lived all my family lives up here. My sister lives in Traverse City. My parents lived up here, and I lived downstate. So it was a far distance, obviously. But I got to a point of where I didn't return text messages. I didn't return calls. They would continuously try to call me and get in touch with me, but I just would ignore it and push it away. So it was all me. Yeah.
And that's, again, part of it's not who you are today. It's not who deep down you were then. It's just the drugs, and they take over. So
they take over. Yeah, they do. They certainly do. They're a fake little thing. I call them a fake thing. A fake swear word when I'm doing group presentations, but they are. It tricks your body. It makes your mind think one thing when really it's another thing that you should be thinking, or the reality of the situation